Welcome back, gamers. I'm Mad Mac, part of OldCrewGaming, and today we jump back into Satisfactory. It's been 5 years since this game was available to the public, and I felt it was time to give it another look and see what has changed. Please remember to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It's a small click for you, but it makes all the difference for us. We're aiming to hit 500 subs this year, and we only can do that with your help and feedback. So with that, let's dive back in. Okay, so previously I had a whole bunch of farming that needed to be taken care of. Also work on getting the fuel factory set up so that once I get the fuel pumps ready, I'd be able to do it. So we have succeeded in getting what we need. What we will do is I will sort first. And then take all of this, because we're going to need it. And logistics, which fuel generator. I think this is one of the things we'll need. So, select mission. Believe me, it took a long time to farm all these components, but it is worth it.
Milestone reached. The fuel generator will match power generation to the increased consumption of recently acquired technologies and buildings. Additionally, improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed. Caterium scanning unlocked.
Oh, there it is. It didn't show it earlier. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. And I do not think there's any byproduct. I just want to check something. I think I've got... Yeah, I've got enough. So, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to drop this sucker down. Oof, you pretty. You are pretty. Okay, and then let's see. Fuel, no byproduct. That is exactly what we wanted. All right, excellent. That is amazing. A couple of new items that I've also picked up are these belts, holes in the floor so that I can put valves and stuff, and wall and hole support for those. Did the same thing with the hypertube, so I've got wall and hole supports. A couple of new fun foundations, that's for sure. I'll show you what I did with those later, as well as halves, which I thought might be interesting, but it's just not working the way I wanted it to. Metal beams. This is all stuff that will be used for aesthetic later, especially when we get to the point of showing you exactly what I've taken care of. So, pod will return in 12 minutes. So, what we're going to do is we're going to keep what we have on us. Save on some electricity. Now, the big next step is going to be completing the phase 3 that we see in our top right corner there. As you can see, I have started working on it. As you can know or tell, it's going to take forever. So, currently, one of the big things I'll have to look at building is the manufacturer. And I really wanted the manufacturer zone to be up here in this area that I showed you last time, which we got to start on. But I don't know how much farming it's going to take to finally start bringing all these materials from the lower level to here. Mostly because I need to figure out how to make distribution points. So, for example, we're looking at large areas, so I'd want to bring all these guys to one collection point. I'd then want to take all these guys to one collection point, all these guys to one collection point. Build this up, one collection point. tie these in to each other, so at least they're, this be a collection point. Some of these I may have to go, and that's the hope moving forward, is eventually all this that I have down here will start get brought to this one location. I'm due to do some more resource farming, but while we're here, we'll pick up some of these because that's always important to have. We've got power still, which is excellent, so we're going to take the tube up here, and I will just quickly show you what I've been working on up here. So as you know, there's a wonderful oil patch off to the northeast here, and I was running it back and forth to this platform area. It was getting monotonous, to not belittle the point. It was getting pretty darn monotonous. And the big thing that has been preventing me from going full on power is, well, things that I haven't been able to unlock yet, which I now have, were preventing me from being able to do power without having to deal with a lot of byproducts. So what I've done is I give you the Sky Highway. Working at getting this area all built up. As you can see here on the right, these are the new pieces that I got. Makes those turns a little bit nicer, gives you a little more wider space. I did put up some walls because there was a case or two where I definitely was going a little too fast. And the first main stopping point is here. And see, I built this so, ooh, you do that and you don't go flying off there and off the edge. Because that also happened once. Shh. So, as you can see, oil patch area is coming along nicely. Now that I have those fuel pumps, fuel generators. I keep calling them fuel pumps. Things should be very interesting. So this section here, just top you up. You're fine. Part of the plastic, all the plastic is going into here. So this is a nice collection for plastic, which is something we need a ton of. I had anticipated that I'd need water, but that hasn't happened yet. So this is a water pump station. So plastic into here, byproducts in here. And eventually this fuel consumption will go into producing power for this area. So in theory, if I do this right, I can set it up so that this in itself is a self-sustaining, like in theory it should never shut down. And then this is the main thing that runs the next section. Confused? Me too. Regardless, we're here. We're going to do some flushing so that there's lots of room. This is one of the problems we have with this particular setup. It just builds up and builds up, but eventually you don't get it. Everything stops because you run out of space to put stuff, which is what has happened over here. So there is definitely going to need to be a rebuilding of this area. See, this pump can produce fuel, but I don't have the power for it. Just keep flushing. Flush it all out. There you go. There you go. There you go. And now here comes the rubber. Basically put this here so I had the parts handy. I think the trick is going to be, I don't know. I think the trick is going to be to build a upper and lower level, and everything is going to get pumped to the upper level, processed up there through multiple. So have this split off into multiple directions, going up to multiple refineries. I'm hoping to get 3 per oil extractor. Bump up the oil extractor, put decent piping on it so it's pumping mass amounts of oil, and basically have this be a massive area for producing power. And in theory, there shouldn't be any byproduct because crude goes in, gets split into either plastic or rubber. The byproduct is then converted into fuel. Fuel then goes into the fuel generator. Fuel generator makes power. There's not much of a necessity for the power for these fuel things. They're great for trains and planes and whatnot, but I think I can upgrade them later on to be even better. So we'll see. So that's this new area that I've been working on. And again, this was just to get it started, get it producing something. You know, so the oil comes in, becomes the byproduct. Byproduct then gets converted to fuel that goes into these 2 containers, that then goes into there. Whereas the plastic comes along here, split, so some of it gets stored into here for later use. Majority of it runs that way. And gets converted into fuel pods, and this fills up the fuel pods and dumps them in there. So while I've been explaining all that, I really should have had this thing running. And so there's going to be ways to maximize fuel consumption, things like that along the way, especially with the use of some of the different, what are they called, the power devices. So we'll see how that goes, but ultimately the idea is for this to be producing rubber, plastic, containers of gas, and be a massive supply of power for the rest of what I'm building. That's the hope for this area. We may need to go a little crazy, but we will see. Yes, a very, very, very long ladder. At some point, once I've got power running, I'll drop a tube that'll allow me to travel up and down, well, at least up in a fashion that is much easier. Yeehaw! Here in Hazard County, me and the boys just love our moonshine. And eventually, what I will do is I'll be able to set this up as the main pathway for either a train or just straight up conveyor belts of stuff being brought over to this main area here. It's a lot of conveyor belts. Just saying. And I would probably lose my ability to drive this. Yeep! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, steering is still a little questionable. Don't know why I suddenly lost traction there. So, yeah, space elevator really was a great idea putting it up here. It really gives me a whole central point to check everywhere on the map. Don't go too far. Don't go off the edge. So, by the time we get back to the main base, we should be able to do the next upgrade. And yes, I have made sure to have enough to get all three of them done, but yeah, still got some work to do. I still believe the best way of setting this up is having stuff transported here from various pickup points. The trick is going to be building the highways to do it. So that is something I'm probably going to do off screen, at least start prepping the work for. That will probably be the next thing I work on after I get the upper highway done. And what do I mean by upper highway? Well, I'll show you once I've gotten these upgrades in, because that's kind of the important thing. While I'm thinking about it, I'm here. Quick stop in. Turn this on. Another reason I'm making sure this one on is because wrong buttons were pressed. I need a lot of these to make either these or these. I can't remember which of them it is. I need to check my notes here. The engines. So I need 1,000 of these, basically. I need 1,000 motors, I need 1,000 smart plates, and I need 7,500 rubber to get enough of these made. And I have to build it using the manufacturer, because it is the only thing that you can use to put more than 4 things together currently, and it will not let me do it by hand. So this is going nicely. Let's go drop off next group for upgrades. Now I am wrong. There is some plant life that will respawn. None of the big plant life will respawn though, so the big trees tend to not respawn. The other main reason that I decided to do... Oh, jetpack. Hello, friend. I hope they made this better than it was before, because I had questions.
R&D inflated your pocket dimension and has provided a jetpack, which operates on oil-based fuel, for increased navigational capabilities as well as odds of survival.
Where are you? Oh, I did get gas mask, but you have to buy filters now for it. Go fake. Jetpack. Rubber, circuit boards, and a motor. Well, I think circuit boards, rubber, motor. I know there's a motor here somewhere. Here, I think, are the motors. Yep, motors. What was the other thing it wanted? Fuel? I think I have fuel somewhere here. Don't I? Do I not have any of my fuel here? Did I leave it all in the car? Oh, I left it in the car. Yeah, there's nothing in here around here that I need fuel for. Rats, and double rats. Okay, well, in the meantime, I'll show you. To collect some materials. These things, useless. Storage, as far as I'm concerned, completely and utterly useless. Yeah, no, completely and utterly useless. I will have to research on how to get these things to work properly, but as it stands now, they are just junk. Oh, I know where I might have fuel. Do I have fuel in here? No, damn. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go get fuel. What do I need for the manufacturer? Plastic and cable. So this is what the manufacturer looks like. Pretty sexy. Okay. Oh, does the high-speed connectors... Okay, well, I've been building these manually. I admit it. I've been not constructing them. Same thing with these. I've been building these. In fact, so far I've been building all of these manually. It has taken time, so I'm looking forward to finally getting. So the power plant will be one of the first things that I will make sure that I built, because then I can produce a couple of these, and if nothing else, get phase 3 completed so we can get and unlock the next set of upgrades. Minute away. Anything else that no, I don't. Is there nowhere else I might have stored fuel? No, it's all on the vehicle. Initially I was driving the vehicle all the way home and then up the ramps, and had a close call once going up that ramp and went, gonna leave you up here and build some walls on this racetrack. In fact, it might be prudent for me to just go ahead and build a whole whack of walls. Oh, he's returning. High-speed connectors. What are you made out of? Okay, so you're... Yeah, the quick wire. That's fine. I have 2 things of quick wire, I think, being made. Come on, land, you drunk thing. Land. Nice. Some of those. Some of those. Nice.
Milestone reached. A new set of buildings and vehicles needed for long-range transportation has been made available. In addition to built-in power conduction, rails-based transit ensures increased efficiency and reliability for both the transport of
Increased
pioneers and
power induction. Oh, interesting. Okay, where's transport? And they are electric. Excellent. I was worried we were going to have to start with coal train. Which, fine. So train stations tell them where to stop. Great. Love it. Okay, so while that is building up... Oh, wait. I saw that I could actually build it. I didn't need the gas. Where is it? Jetpack. Yes. I take one jetpack. Nice. Yes, Miss Muffin, we hear you. We hear you. Oh. It doesn't go on the body, it goes on the backpack. Hmm. Oh, what? Oh, what? What just happened? How did I get a boost like that? Okay. Well, that's because I'm using biofuel. Okay. So just for now, stop pressing the wrong buttons, Mac. We're gonna go back to the parachute because we're less likely to hurt ourselves with the parachute. Yeep. And wow, ugh, I fight with the controls. Jeez, Louise. I'll show you what I mean about the highway on the upper area. So my thinking is, and this has been hindered by the fact that I've only used biofuel. I've only used any fuel where I'm not producing a whole bunch of byproducts and waste, because that can get you in a lot of trouble in this game, especially if you're relying on it for power. So it has slowed my process a little bit, but inevitably I'm going to want everything to be transported up to this plateau area here. I believe it's this big. Yes, this whole white area up here. This is the area I want everything to come to, and it will then drive along the highway that I showed you earlier. That's the hope. Now I don't know if there's been enough game updates to this game to make it so that it won't crash when I get to that big a build, but there's some great YouTube videos out there of people doing exactly that with this game, especially back in the day. I still haven't I still haven't decided to try and build the broken air cannon, which was you put a bunch of these launchers in a row, power them all up, put a little bit of a tube with a tilt at the end, and you get fired halfway across the screen in like seconds. If it still works, it could be an interesting way of moving around. So, like I said, lots of fuel in the back of my car. So we put this here. No, I don't want to use biofuel. Stop trying to put, no, we're not using the biofuel. There we go. Okay. Well, that's really underwhelming. Like, yeah, it gets you somewhere to about there, and then you gotta stop, or else you die when you hit the ground. Ugh. That's not an improvement in any shape and form. Oh, hold on. Oh, preferred fuel. Yeah, okay. Well, basically, until I get some upgraded fuel, we are going to be using the parachute. We will happily put you in the back of the vehicle just in case we need it. So let me show you the road. Oop. Okay, enough of this. You can change the camera to move as well. Or you can have it dead center. I find driving is better when the camera is stationary. That way you're less likely to screw things up. Maybe walls all the way around. It's not a horrible idea. You do travel faster on the roads, but they're slicker. So you tend to slide. So I've completed up to this point. And this is the area I'm working on now. Trying to keep everything 3 wide for now. As you can see, we're still at 3. So the idea is as we go along, like, that's not that far away, but gives me access to some newer areas over here. Not sure what I'm going to do about this faraway zone over here. This may have to be its own zone where it comes over and collects over here and comes up to the top, like I've done the other side. Okay, so we've hit our construction zone. So I'll go over the edge. Not a whole lot here that I'll need to bring up, I don't think, but and now we got our 3rd level going. What's that, Miss Muffin? We're working here. And the other main reason I decided to do this up in this area is, I can't see it from here, but there are small trees in the red forested area up here that cannot be destroyed. You cannot cut them down, you cannot blow them up, you cannot remove them, there's no way to get rid of them. And they stop your car when you run into them. So rather than trying to build a low-level highway that then has all these trees I'd have to go around or over, we're going Sky Highway. Thankfully, physics still has not been set so that we can't have this be a continuous thing all the way around without any floor panels. For aesthetic, we'll throw in some floor pegs eventually to make it look at least like we are trying to abide by the laws of physics, but oop, why didn't I build? I guess my timing was off. I wasn't clicking at the right time anymore. I've been doing quite a bit of this, so I've gotten the timing to be pretty decent. And that gets us to the desert area, which I have not done a lot of exploring, to be honest. It's one of the harder ones. As you can see, we've already got a couple of nodes here, but we'll have to see how useful they actually are. So the question is, we've got a ton of radiation over there. I kind of just want to go straight over. So problem is, I think if I get too close, I'm going to get radiation damage. So I do not have an answer for this yet, but when in doubt, try it out. see how far we can get over here before we start hitting radiation. Because if we're high enough and I can just travel over it, that would be fine. Right, where are we related to that? Like, see, we're a little about halfway, I think. Okay, so far so good. Not getting any radiation damage. Good, nice little autosave. 3, 2, 1. Just in case things go horribly wrong. We're saved. No, not getting any radiation. Good, good, good. And see, the idea is to eventually build little side platforms off of this for collection points, up and downs. I have to admit. Okay, so the good news is, got through there without any radiation problems. Bad news is, yes, agreed, Muffin. We're a bit high up. It might be time to start bringing us down. Let's see where that gets us. Sometimes it's just trying things out. See where it gets you to. Letting things spawn in. Oh, look at that. Just glances the top of this tree. Whew. Ooh. That's a problem. More radiation. And we are still kind of high up here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to rethink this a bit. And we go to the left. And now we'll go back down. Yeah, because we don't need to be up here on this side nearly as much. We're doing on the... Okay, no, that's going to end up being a decent rally point. End up building off of here. Where are we? Yeah, then I'm gonna have to go back that way, kinda. I hate going at these diagonals. Drives me nuts. Oh, my love, what are you complaining about? No, you can come settle. Miss Muffin, of course, says hello to the viewers. Yes, I realize that. Yes, yes, come on up. So she has her time too. Yes, I know. Poor Miss Muffin had to go visit the dentist recently. Needless to say, she was not a happy kitty about the situation. And thus, still to this day, is quite whiny. Let's go a little further. Kind of want to be... Yeah, I see you guys there, over the edge. I'm full over the edge on that side so we can get back up. So we'll go one more this way. And that shows where we were planning to continue. Alright, let's see how far we get back with what we have. Ah! That's what happens when you're not paying attention. I want number 8. I should get a decent amount of these built. It is pretty. Sadly though, that means 1, 2. Uh, 4. Because we are not going to go slip sliding away. Well, we have done it this way, so we will continue to do it this way. Damn. Now in other games, you would do that and stuff would immediately start crumbling and falling all over the place. I do enjoy the fact that it gives you quite a bit of constructural freedom. To work on this stuff and then not have it just fall off and fall all over the place. And I'm surprised about how much. Seeing how we're able to do this quickly. Ooh, radiation levels. That's not good. So I did get a little touch of the radiation there, but it doesn't seem. Could be because I was right on the edge here and not having a big metal slab directly in front of me. Yeah. Minimal damage. Minimal. I'll have to drive over. What's that? If I'm not incorrect, yeah, that's all. That's all minerals I can mine and get out of there eventually. I maybe will build one toxic waste area, but not planning to build a bunch of them, that's for sure. And that was something that I disliked about the original. When they introduced it, I was, what do you do with all this toxic waste? You can't. And so I'd literally go, oh, I had it so that I would take it all, it would get to the collector that was by the edge of the map, and I just start chucking it off the edge of the map. No idea where it went. Wasn't my problem. And it was the only way to get rid of it. Because it would produce massive amounts of power, which was great, but the waste would then pile up, and once you couldn't find your storage for your waste was full, you'd stop producing power. So the hope is to eventually get this set up so that I can leave it running 24 hours. It will run by itself, self-powered. I think it's possible, especially seeing how I've noticed that they now also have the geyser modification, which allows you to collect power off of geysers, basically. So with that, and if they still have the hydro plants, which I hope they do, I haven't gotten to that upgrade yet, and I have a feeling phase 3 may take a little bit of time to get to, but we'll get there. All right. We're going to call that the home stretch. Jeez, that was a long distance. Let's throw some of these on here, and then I'm enjoying making these corners a little better for the ride. No, I don't want to do that. I want to get in it. Again, this whole thing with the camera moving around. Oh, I'm out of concrete? Got none in, no, I got none. Well, shucks. Okay. Well, right over radiation, so always good. Here, can I piss you off? Yes, I can. Okay. Oh, love it. Quick, let's get out of here before they realize what I did. Alright, so I will have to go get some more concrete, which is one of the reasons why I have so many limestone sites all the way around. One of the nice things about the fuel consumption. Beep, 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 beep. Bad life choices were made. Bad life choices were made. Definitely gonna have to work on this area here. Gonna have to. I think this is just gonna have to be a multi-level factory. Like, I think that's kind of all there is to it. I'm gonna have to clear everything that's out of here, build the factory first, put the framework down, and go from there. I think that is the best plan for this particular area, and get this producing the power that I need, because where else? Hold on a sec. While we're here, and we're on top of the world, where else is there crude oil? Yep. Where else? There was other places. I know there was. there. Interesting. Well, as you know, we may have to go on a little bit of an exploration to maybe set up some outposts there and just have the power lines come all the way across to the upper area. Or they might be needed to power these particular areas over here. So I might use this to power all of this. Use this to power all of this. Possible, maybe. I don't know. It all depends how crazy we can get things. But what we're going to do is we're going to pause our adventure here. I want to thank you all for spending some time with us here at OldCrewGaming. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And leave us a comment. You know, the only way we're going to grow is with your help and your feedback. So we're trying to hit 500 subs, and we can only do that with your help. So this has been Mad Mac. Be safe out there, gamers.